Hi there, Sandra here from Createinspain, and today I want to give you a little money saving tip. For those of you who like to make their own stencils, there's a couple of little tips for you, including how to make your stencil adhesive, which is absolutely brilliant because it does stop a lot of things from seeping underneath if the stencil is properly adhered to the card that you're actually working on. So I have black polypropylene, which I choose to cut most of my stencils from these days because I happen to have a laser and it's convenient. I can cut it on my laser, but you can cut this stuff on your Siser, Juliet, whatever cutting machine you have. I think I used, when I cut them out on the machine, I think I used a Forcive 80 with very little blade showing, I hasten to add, and then I did 2 repeat cuts, or 2 cuts, not 2 repeats. So this stuff is pretty cheap to buy. It's basically provided for people who want to do things like covers for bound notebooks and that sort of stuff, document covers, and I said it cuts very easily, but this happens to be laser safe as well. So when you've got your stencil, and I have one here which is actually cut from actual stencil material. This is quite thin. This stuff has got more substance to it, and you can see from the way that it bends. But this is an older one that I've done, but it's not sticky at all. So what I've got here, I've got a glass worktop saver which I made opaque by basically scratching up the back of it because I had a habit of putting it somewhere not being able to see where it was. But then I'm using my matte glue on the top of it, and I just get a dollop on a spatula, put it on there, and then use a brayer to do that. Now I've done, I think, 4 stencils already, so I don't have much adhesive left on here. Now this is actually what I use to make my matte sticky. This is tack it over and over, slightly diluted because I don't necessarily want the full tackiness when it comes to my mattes. And obviously with stencils, you want them to come away at some point anyway, so this is fine. Or you can use it straight from the bottle, it's entirely your choice, but I do dilute it, makes it go a bit further. But this is so economical as a way of getting your adhesive on your stencils. So just a little bit of it, go backwards and forwards. It's a bit like using a jelly plate, I would imagine. I've never used a jelly plate, don't want one, but very similar to that. And then you want to get, I need to put that somewhere else, you want to get your stencil to put the glue on. Now the thing is with stencils, they usually have a right and a wrong way depending on whether you've designed them or someone else has, and you might think, well actually I like the stencil around this way, I don't like it that way. So make sure you put the glue on the correct side that you particularly like. In this case it really does make a difference, but particularly if you've got words or anything like that on your stencil, make sure you do it on the back. Now I have a silicone mat here, so I can just do this directly on the silicone mat, and this is all I need to do. And because I have quite a large roller, that's going to be tacky wherever it goes. And yeah, I can feel the tackiness, yeah, on the centre. It's fine. Allow that to dry and then you have a perfectly tacky stencil. Now if you don't want to do it on a mat like this, or you haven't got a mat, you could always put paper, scrap paper, underneath in order to do it. But to be honest, it's easier to do it on a mat and then just wipe it off afterwards. And it doesn't really matter a great deal if you're just using them as stencils, whether the glue gets on the other side of it. It really doesn't make that much difference. Eventually it will wear off, as all glues do, and you simply make sure that you wash it under warm water and it should get sticky again. Now a word of caution on this, If you're making your own stencils and you want to use them for embossing plates, don't put glue on them. You really do not want to do that. No. If you're going to be doing that, what I suggest you do is you make 2 of each design and then maybe cut the corner off of one so that you can say, okay, that's an embossing one, or make it out of a different colour, plastic, whatever, because you don't want to put adhesive on the back of this and then use it to emboss and then not be able to get it off without damaging your paper because it's applied so much pressure when it went through the embossing machine. So separate ones for embossing than you would use for stenciling. You can have exactly the same design, not a problem, but just make 2 copies if you want to do that. But there we go, a really good tip on how to get your nice stencils to be self-adhesive, which makes them easier to use. Another tip for your stencils: when you've cut out a stencil, in some cases you'll have shapes cut out that you think, oh, actually those are quite nice, and maybe you want to keep them. Now what I suggest you do is sort through ones that you've got. I mean, there are little bits and pieces that won't be of any use, but there are, in this particular case, quite a few leaves that I could use. You may find, for example, that you have a smaller item that you want to emboss, but the whole design has got too much blank space in between them for it to make it effective. And so you can take all your little bits. I'm just going to move these out of the way. Switch that off. Now the stack that I use for the Gemini is obviously the hard plate. Then I've got the plastic plate. And then I use, you might recognise it from my mat that I've got on my desk. I bought a couple of these in Aldi, I think it was. They're designed for kitchen use, but it's like a silicone mat, but it has a fabric weave in it. It's excellent for this. So you then put on your piece of card that you wanted to emboss with all your various bits on, just make sure they're in the right place. And then when you undo your sandwich, you've got your embossing. As I said, very handy if there's small areas that you want to do and you want to move items closer together. You don't have to redesign the file. And you can use these over and over again because these are made of plastic. They don't tend to compress in the same way. But yeah, double use out of your stencils. So here's my leaf stencil used for embossing. That's come out quite nicely. And then this one is the parcel one that I did, which I rather like. Now on this one, I'd already used a stencil on the card previously with some texture paste, and I've done these little stars, and I just thought it would look really good to have the boxes, give boxes over that, and I think that's worked out really well. Sometimes you can use 2 and not just 1. The other thing that you might want to do, and as you can see I've put my little leaves in this little baggie, occasionally you might decide that you actually want to stick these onto something.